So, feels a little weird to speak out loud to myself right now. With this magnificent light shining through the window, and some songs that I've been playing, I just wanted to maybe record myself for a bit and see what decides to come out. I have been feeling anxious and angry with the full moon. Whatever energies that's bringing up, that's definitely coming up, and I've been thinking about Teresa a lot. I actually had a couple dreams where she came to me, which is quite unusual. I've never had a dream with her physically in it, and since then she's been on my mind, and her birthday's coming up next week on the 15th. And I've been receiving a lot of signs from her. So, I don't know, I just felt the need to turn this on. I haven't done a video in quite a while. A lot has happened since the last video and blog post. I've since realized that I haven't been putting my relationships first, my relationships with my family and friends. I've definitely been ingrained in self-care practices, working on school, this new business program that I am, P2P, with Jackie Becker. She's amazing. It's amazing. It's blowing my mind. I feel really grateful to be a part of it, and thank Brad Parker for all of it. And what's interesting is, I guess it's not really interesting, I'm sure this happens to many people, but for me, and for a lot of other people that experience death of a loved one, of someone close to them, someone who inspired them, and Teresa was the one that really showed me self-love, and her death on November 23rd, I'll never forget those numbers, I see them everywhere, one of the signs she sends me, of 2010, she passed away. She is no longer with us, which is very strange to even comprehend at that time, because I had simply spoken to her the night before. We were making plans for dinner. She was spending the day with her mom for her mom's birthday, and we were planning on getting together before we separated for the Thanksgiving weekend. And that event in my life was really the catalyst point. That was the point that I knew something had to change. I already didn't really like my job. I had just moved to San Francisco. I'd spent every weekend with her. She would come down and spend the night, and we'd hang out, and she was my best friend, and I lost that. I lost it, and I lost someone who I could be myself with, and I didn't really know how to be myself with anyone else. I always felt uncomfortable, and I'm sure a lot of you experience that too. But she was the one person that made me feel comfortable for who I was and made me feel loved. So a couple months after, I was in LA visiting a friend, and she had a whole bunch of hoops, so I decided to try it out, and I got hooked. It was definitely a way for me to deal with the grief and to focus on something new, and teach myself how to let go and how to practice and not really judge from myself for what I was doing wrong or right or better than someone else or less better than someone else. And when I got home back to San Francisco, I took a class by Crystal Zamora, who is the very famous hoop girl. And she said I was a natural, so I never went back to class. I bought a hoop from her. That was originally my intention. And I just kept practicing. I definitely went through a couple tumultuous relationships after that, filling the void as always. This void that I couldn't figure out how to love myself. I couldn't figure it out. No friend compared to Teresa. I just wanted to escape and do my own thing, so that's exactly what I did. The following August, I quit my job at the Academy of Art. 40K cush job, where slacks to work and Monday through Friday, party on the weekends, and I quit that. I went to Burning Man for the first time that year, and when I got back, I couch surfed for a couple months. It was in about October that I started staying in Chico again, which I graduated from Chico State. I started staying in Chico again with friends and found a couple jobs. Decided that the city life wasn't for me. I really needed to be around nature, and have the freedom to not really work 40 hours a week and still be able to survive. So I did that, and a couple of things happened. My friend Tina, she was a vegetarian, and so we cooked dinner together, and so it was mostly vegetarian, and I was okay with that. I was actually okay with that. I never was able to really cook meat. I would always overcook it or undercook it, or it kind of grossed me out, the thought of cooking it. And so at that point, I kind of went on my journey to become a vegetarian, which was another turning point to where I'm at now. So I'm currently enrolled in, and halfway through, I actually got my med certificate for the Institute of Integrative Nutrition and for health coaching. And that was a kicking off point of trying new things, eating healthier. I started noticing that when I was eating meat, I would feel very tired and sluggish after. I was always very concerned about my weight, and I noticed when I stopped eating meat, I actually dropped quite a bit of weight fairly easily, real easy. I was exercising with my hoop every day, enjoying life way more, detoxing from a intensely destructive relationship, and yeah, that was my life. Healing and grieving, and I attended Burning Man for the next 2 years, and finally, when I was ready to let go of all the past relationships and to really honor myself and start to love myself and focus on helping others, supporting others, encouraging others, sharing myself, being honest, living with integrity, speaking my truth, I decided. I said, I'm ready. I'm ready for my partner. I am ready for my soulmate. I'm ready to meet the person I'm going to spend the rest of my life with. So I made a list, and I wrote down on that list my ideal partner. I put a whole bunch of bullet points. We actually did it at a couple of friends and I did at a bar on, so it's on napkins, my ideal partner list. And I wrote down everything that I would want an ideal partner and what I wouldn't want. And it came true. It came true. I started having not really visions of Joe, but I definitely knew what to look for. I knew what to look for. I knew he had dark hair. I knew he would have colored eyes. There was this back and forth on whether or not it was green or blue, and it's because his eyes change sometimes. So, so that makes a lot of sense now. But I knew that he was on his way, and we met on the 23rd of April of 2013, and that date holds a very special place in my heart because that's the date that Teresa left me. And just as I said that, it's 11:23 on this video here. And yeah, I just wanted to talk about, I guess, what's coming up for me. I definitely feel sadness, and I miss her. I really miss her, and I'm so grateful for everything she's brought into my life, and everything that has come after her passing. And I guess it's really important to understand that with every loss there is something very beautiful to gain. There's always a reason for it. We never know what's going to happen. If you would have told me almost 4 years ago that I was going to lose my best friend and end up finding my soulmate and loving my life, I would have laughed at you. I would have absolutely laughed. I would have never believed that I would have self-confidence or self-love or be inspiring others and working towards making a difference on this planet. That's what I want to do. That's what I'm here for. So with that, I am gonna go. And I hope that the full moon has been treating all of you well. And if something is coming up, then that is something big. Definitely look at it, express it, share it, and see where that takes you.